4,000 years ago, I was born in the land of the pharaohs. I have seen in the year 1975 my body, dead like a skeleton. I have to carry out the healing of the astral body. It has been affected by the exit or secretion of the germs of my egos. I need to cure even the smallest filament which makes up the astral body, because the germs of the egos leave large traces. The germs of the egos have the shape of worms in various infinite forms. On January 13th, 1977, I had a mystical experience of ascending along a rough path full of mud and human feces. There were abysses everywhere. Upon my shoulders I carried a big bundle with a cap, which opened up from time to time, and from which fleas emerged and lacerated my flesh all over. The fleas were the symbol of the criticism made towards me by humanity. I'm going to read the list of planes of existence it has here and time periods, possibly. 1 is the chaos. 2, the etheric world. 3, the astral world. 4, the mental world. 5, the qualified adept in the causal world appears at a table. 6, the world of Bodhi. 7, the Divine Mother swallows the last of the vehicles of Atman. I find myself at this stage, being in the year 1977. 8, the resurrection. 9, the Christic mysteries. 10, the era in which the Ancient of Days is crystallized. 11 and 12 are unknown. I need to go up with Pistis Sophia in order to reach the 13th Aeon. In the 13th Aeon, one reaches to a state of being where one no longer needs to be occupied with oneself, and one can dedicate oneself to humanity fully. I know that great triumphs await me, although I find myself alone in the path towards the Absolute. I have always asked myself, why must I depend on fatality? Helping humanity is good, but showing my powers is no good. You should not depend upon ideas or someone else's concepts, because within yourself is wisdom. Meditation should be correct. The mind must be precise. There is a need for logical thinking and precise concept for the internal senses to develop absolutely perfectly. All incoherence, all lack of logic, and mental equilibrium obstructs and damages the evolution and progress of the chakras and discs, or lotus flowers of the astral body. In order to investigate the superior worlds, there is a need for logical thinking and a precise concept. When the ego is annihilated, the optional processes of the mind disappear. Option is the expression of concept with the fear of another being the true one, and this indicates ignorance. The Nirmanakayas are those who have renounced nirvana for the love of humanity and the great work. Sambhogakayas are those who have 3 grades of perfection. Dakinis is an astral lady or fairy that the Epopte gives. Dharmapalas are the astral magicians of strength. All truly positive vision must be totally corroborated with concrete facts of the physical world. The truth does not move away from human nature. If what we consider true moves away from human nature, then it cannot be true. The great Kabir Jesus of Nazareth would have never advised his disciple to be wise as a serpent if the latter had been a symbol of evil. Resurrection. The one who has died does not need to die. Even the viper's venom does not harm him. The intimate Christ kills death with death, and he resurrects in the intimate and the initiate in him. A resurrected master is a mutant. His body becomes elastic because his body becomes reincrudated. That is to say, it becomes of the same primitive matter again. the tree of life, the 10 Sverot, becomes under the complete control or ebb of the resurrected master. In the process, all the bodies are elastic. The precious diamond with which Solomon polished the precious stones is the philosophical stone. In order to carry out the great work, great art and great patience are needed. In 7 scales, the whole work is done and one acquires the Niryo-Nyasiano sound of the universe. Family ties belong to time. It is necessary to free oneself from affections. It is necessary to see everyone the same. For one, no one should be a stranger. The being does not have relations. The being is cosmic. The ego dies, the family abandons you, one remains neither alone nor accompanied, only in plenitude. All relatives are of time and are lost in time. Believing one deserves everything is an absurdity. We deserve nothing. It is necessary to change the way of being with more severity for the wild psychology of the Superman to emerge. It must be created in us the capacity of the dynamic property of proposing oneself as the reason for reflection. In esotericism, to give oneself the whip is to discipline oneself. Super discipline and perfecting the physical body must be achieved through natural medicine. Each one of us has deep down some integrating principle. The upright effort is in itself the fundamental objective of the being. Understanding is evident, self-reflection on the being. In the atomic infernos, we must disintegrate the carcasses of the ego by means of electric force. We should never wait for the time to disintegrate them. Karma creates bodies. We should never create physical bodies. They are vulnerable and they are exposed to old age and death. Self-authority is not possible when one does not possess true authority within oneself. How can one possess authority if one is not the owner of oneself? At present, the human mind is degenerated due to that business of concept. All expressed concept is the result of what has been said, of what has been studied. Self-concepts are based on experience and on one's own way of thinking. Krishnamurti does not have self-concepts because he has never read anyone. Gurdjieff's knowledge is incipient. Self-action can only be possible when one has the being within. Existence, persistence, and boredom of the ego. Reflect. The ego is simply an absurd position in the infinite. A dot becomes a line, the line becomes a surface, and this one into a body. Substitute the dot for the ego, and you will begin by not understanding creation. Reflect upon the 7th seal of the apocalypses.